Ooh, what's good, Commanders fans? Tough loss against the Ravens. I'm not super upset about this game because like I was saying, we're playing with house money. This was not a must win game. This was a great game, stacking up good quarterbacks against each other, and just a good battle of the Beltway. And against a team that has a two-time MVP, and Derrick Henry was a great player, and a team that went to the AFC Championship last year. So we still are going to be atop of the NFC East. We're still going to be the best team in the NFC East. We're 4-2. We have the Panthers next week. That's a game where we have to take care of business. This was a very winnable game, though. I will say that. This was a very winnable game. I went to the game. Shout out to my guy, Gordon Horowitz. I enjoyed the game with him. Had a great time. Jaden still looked really good. He still looked really good. He had a good game. I thought Cliff was a little conservative to start the game off. I don't want to call people soft or anything like that. That's what I called Bieniemy last year, like soft and just finesse. I think today we were a little finesse today, honestly, and he did a lot of sideways passing to start the game off. Like the one pass to Eckler worked, and then he kept doing the same thing, like a short dump off to Eckler, like a screen pass to Terry. I didn't think we attacked them downfield like we should have to open up the game in the first half. And we know their pass defense is bad. Now, the running game, I mean, this game was very simple. They stopped the run. We couldn't stop the run, clearly, and we just couldn't get stops. I mean, we go down 23-30. We give our team the offense, Jaden Daniels, and the offense, Noah Brown had a great game today. Terry had a great game. Zach Ertz had a good game. The offense gives us a chance to tie the game and take it to overtime. Austin Cyborg made the kick. The first kick was awful, and then he actually got another kick that looked like it was going to miss, but it barely went in. I think that was a field goal or extra point. I can't remember which one, but it was really awful. But Cyborg made the huge kick to put us down by 7. And it's like, okay, we get a stop. And Dan Quinn did the right thing with clock management. He called the timeouts. He called a timeout after the first down. We still had the 2-minute warning. And it was 2nd and 6. And Derrick Henry just scampers down the field for like 20, 30 yards. It's like, of course we're going to lose when we just can't get stops. So the defense, we got to upgrade on the defensive side of the ball. Ben St-Juste, he struggled today. He couldn't stop Zay Flowers to save his life. He looked like he was moving to quicksand against guys out there. Rashad Bateman, too. And they targeted Ben St-Juste. They looked at him. They were like, okay, wherever Ben St-Juste is at, we're gonna go at Ben St-Juste. And he was getting cooked. He was getting cooked out there. It was rough for him. It was a mismatch. Zay Flowers is just too fast. His foot speed is too quick for Ben St-Juste. It's just a mismatch. And it's unfortunate that we have first-round picks like Emmanuel Forbes, Jamin Davis, inactive. It's unfortunate. We have a cornerback that was a first-round pick 2 years ago or last year, and he can't even get on the field with this group. I mean, that's just telling right there, and it's unfortunate. Noah, he tried. I thought the pass interference on Ben St-Juste in the red zone was a bad call, in my opinion. And then they did not call a pass interference. I think it was on Nate Wiggins or one of their corners on Noah Brown on a 3rd or 4th down play. They finally called it towards the end on that 4th and 12 where Jaden threw a nice pass. They finally called the pass interference. And Nate Wiggins went down the sideline, went down to the end zone, started celebrating, acting like he didn't pull on Noah Brown's jersey the whole time because he's been getting away with it basically the whole game. The whole game he was getting away with tugging on Noah Brown's and grabbing his jersey the whole game. Same thing with Terry. Terry went up top and mossed one of their corners a couple times. The touchdown pass he had the first time, and then the big 4th and 6. That was a gutsy play by Jaden, a gutsy throw by Jaden, a gutsy, tough catch by Terry McLaurin in the end zone to put us down by 7 on that 4th and 6. That was incredible. That was a great play by a great quarterback and a great play by an awesome receiver in Terry McLaurin there. But, I mean, it was just simple, guys. We couldn't get stops on 3rd downs. They were, 6 for 10 on 3rd downs? They were 6 for 10 on 3rd downs. We couldn't get stops. They went to Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers had 9 catches in the first half. He set a record, a team record for 9 receptions in the first half. And it was like every time I looked up, Zay Flowers had a catch. And Mikey Sanders, we finally forced a turnover through the air. We finally got an interception. Mikey Sanders still caught that interception. We ended up with a field goal. I think this was the first time our offensive line kind of didn't dominate. They didn't dominate the defensive line the whole game. Like the Cardinals game, they dominated in the trenches. The Bengals game, they dominated in the trenches for the most part. The Browns game, the Browns, Cardinals, Bengals, they dominated up front in the trenches. The Giants game, they dominated up front in the trenches for the most part as well. This was probably the first game that we did not dominate in the trenches, and it showed. Jaden only got sacked 3 times, but he was pressured, and we just were not able to run the football. We did miss B-Rob a little bit. Jeremy McNichols, I thought he should have got a little bit more carries than what he did. He got 2 carries, and that was it. And he had a 5-yard run. He had one of the better runs of the day. We didn't run the ball much. We only had 52 yards on the ground. Jaden Daniels had 6 carries for 22 yards. And this is the game that we knew was going to happen. Like, we knew the Ravens' pass defense was going to be bad, but we knew their run defense was going to be really good. We knew we were going to be able to throw the ball on their defense. Like Roquan Smith, he struggled in coverage. All that talk about, oh, you haven't seen this defense before. We were still able to move the football up and down the field for the most part. We were still able to get into their territory. Now, the question mark is, when we did kick the field goal, I was fine that we kicked the field goal, but since we're so good on 4th downs, to make it go to when it was 20-30, instead of making it 23-30, should we have tried to go down and score a touchdown to make it 27-30? But either way, it didn't matter because our defense is just so bad to the point where, you know, if we score, if the Ravens get the ball, they're going to score. Whether it's through the air or Derrick Henry, we know, and it was the same run every side, to the left side, toss, Derrick Henry, handoff, Derrick Henry to that left side every time. It was the same play. We all knew it was coming. We knew the same play was coming, but we just couldn't stop it. We could not stop it at all. And he ended the day with 24 carries, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jaden had 24 for 35, 269 yards, and 2 touchdowns, no picks. He almost did throw an interception to Ardarius Washington, but Ardarius Washington dropped it in hands like a snake. So he was very close to throwing an interception there. But I thought for the most part, Jaden had a really good day as well. He did run for a 1st down, and he did run a couple times to put us in field goal range. Seibert did miss that kick before halftime, and I'm not going to say that's why we lost the game, but it didn't help, of course. It didn't help. But I'm going to go through my notes here real quick. But like I said, I thought Terry had a great game. Ben St-Juste struggled for the most part. And we got a couple injuries, guys. Like John Allen went out. He didn't come back in. He was listed out for the rest of the game. Dorrance Armstrong out. Javonte Jean-Baptiste limping. So we're probably going to have to sign a defensive end to the practice squad or something. Like, we're probably going to have to bring a guy in. I don't know what's going to happen with Cleveland Farrell, if he's going to come back or not. But we're probably going to have to bring in a lineman to the practice squad or to the active roster. That's probably what they're going to have to do this week. And cornerback is clearly a problem, which we already knew that. And we just have a lot of major issues on the defensive side of the football. We just do. And the injuries there's a couple injuries. So we'll see what happens with the injuries and whatnot. With Javonte Jean-Baptiste and Dorrance Armstrong and other guys. I know we got McGee coming back next week, or he should be coming back next week, but we got a couple of injuries there that are certainly somewhat concerning. John Allen with a pectoral injury. So I'm going to go with my notes here real quick. Cliff came out a little timid and predictable with the rollouts and the short dump-offs to Austin Ekeler. Zay Flowers had that huge screen pass, but Mikey Sanders still had a nice interception that was really nice. We finally got a turnover. We finally, ball is life, and Joey Jr. told us about that, where we needed to force a turnover badly. It finally happened. Ekeler had a nice catch and run. The design run didn't work. I do give the Ravens credit. Like, they really do stop the run. They were sitting on all the design runs. None of the design runs with Jaden Daniels worked today at all. They were ready for it. And they hit him pretty hard on one play. It was either Kyle Van Noy on the goal line where Jaden ran and they stuffed him. They hit him pretty hard. He got right back up. So Jaden, we already know he's a tough guy. And then the Ravens, they had a couple self-inflicted errors where Tyler Lindenbaum botched the snap and they fumbled. We should have dove on it and got it. We should have been more assertive to get the football there, but somehow they got it back very quickly. So they messed up a couple times in the red zone. They threw the interception and then they fumbled with that snap, with the botched snap, and they had to kick field goals. Dante Fowler, he had a sack on Lamar Jackson. There was a couple times in the red zone where we did get some stops where we held them to a field goal. Olamide dropped the 1st down catch in the first half. Like, Olamide dropped 2 passes in the first half or first quarter. Like, he's got to be better, man. And that's the thing. That's why all these national media sites have us trading for a receiver, because, you know, Noah Brown did a good job. Terry's a great receiver, but I do think we need another guy. I don't know if it's via trade or the draft next year, but Olamide, he's got to make those catches. Olamide had a really good game with the Cardinals, but today he had hands like a snake twice. But he made it up for 1 catch later on. Ben St-Juste, the pass interference they called when Rashad Bateman fell. I thought that was a terrible call. Derrick Henry had an easy touchdown. He had 2 pretty easy touchdowns. Noah Brown made a tough catch for a 1st down. I thought the drive before halftime where Austin Seibert missed the kick, I thought that was a good offensive drive there with 50 seconds left. I thought we did a good job getting in field goal range, but he just missed the kick and it got blocked by Ben Cleveland. JD5, the touchdown pass to Terry. I got that on camera. I put that up on the channel earlier, a couple of hours ago. Noah I with the pass interference over the middle. I thought that was I'm not going to say that was a bad call, but that hurt us pretty bad. We just couldn't stop Zay Flowers on that last drive. Mark Andrews, he was getting busy a little bit. Isaiah Likely had a nice catch as well. Mark Andrews caught that touchdown. And then Nate Wiggins got away with pass interference on Noah Brown. I talked about that. Lamar Jackson had a big run for a first down. Dante Fowler had a sack. And we had a good goal line stand. Ben St. Juste with the pass interference on third down. He's just too slow. Ravens easy drive for that ended with a Derrick Henry touchdown, the second touchdown that he had. And then Zach Ertz had a couple nice back-to-back catches. One was on Roquan Smith. And then we had the 4th and 6 where Terry made a nice, tough catch for a touchdown where we had to go for it on 4th down there to get a touchdown to stay in range to win this game, to be competitive. Noah Brown got that pass interference on 4th and 12 where that was a good call. Nate Wiggins was called for pass interference. Jaden Daniels ran to get us in field goal range where he decided to kick instead of going for it on 4th down. Where we still haven't missed on a 4th down. We're still 100% on 4th downs right now, currently. We just couldn't stop Derrick Henry to the left side. We went down 23-30. We had 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, and this was basically a great scenario for us to get the ball back and take it to overtime. But the defense just fumbled it. They just couldn't get stops. They're just not good enough. They're just not the personnel. Well, I'm not gonna say personnel, but they're not a good enough group where it is still a rebuilding year on the defensive side of the ball, where we got to get better on defense. We just have to bring some guys in through the draft and through free agency or via trade. We gotta get some better guys in here. That's just what it is. And then, like I said, the injuries with John Allen, Dorrance Armstrong, Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Those guys are injured, so we'll see what happens with their status on Monday and Tuesday. Do they need to come in and do they need to make some transactions and sign some guys? So that's about it for me, guys. Was it a measuring stick game? I don't want to call it that, but I think they were competitive, guys. I think this is a game I'm not going to say you're going to be proud of or anything like no moral victories, of course, or anything like that. But I think this is a game where the quarterback did a good job again. He's not going to look like Superman every week, even though he had a good game. He's not going to win Rookie of the Week every week, which he's not this week because we lost, and the Bears actually had a good game against a terrible Jaguars team. But, I think the quarterback showed signs and just that he's still that guy, that he really is the real deal. The 4th and 6 touchdown pass, the touchdown pass to Terry, the passes to Zach Ertz over the middle, the nice passes to Noah Brown to convert and move the sticks. Like, Jaden Daniels still had a good game to me for sure, except for the almost interception. That's the only time where I thought he didn't make a good play. But other than that, I'm still very happy with quarterback play for sure. We still have a guy at the quarterback position, but the defense has a lot to work on. It may not be fixed because I just feel like we don't have the personnel, but they are making strides to get better. They got better in the Cardinals game. They got better in the Browns game. They still are getting a little bit better, but today they just could not stop the run. The run defense is still a very big weakness, and the corners are just not talented enough. They just don't have the foot speed, and they're just not talented enough to keep up with wide receiver ones. Deontay Johnson's their best receiver that we're going to play against next week. So we're just a better team than the Panthers, but the defense still has to get, like, Chuba Hubbard is no joke with the Panthers. He is no joke. So we cannot sleep on the Panthers either, because this defense, like, we're not going to be able to blow out every team and put up 40 points a game. There's going to be some games where the defense is going to have to step up and make plays and get stops and hold a team to 20 or less. Like I already said, if we don't hold a team under 20, a lot of times it's going to be a loss. Or I would say at least 23. We got to hold a team to 25, really, to guarantee a victory, in my opinion. Because we're going to put up points, but the defense just has to do their part. So that's what it is on that. I'll be going live tomorrow doing studs and duds. And then probably a quick preview earlier in the week, just looking forward to the Panthers game, just looking at the matchup and whatnot. But yeah, Dante Fowler had 2 sacks. Like I said, he was getting pressure. He was trying. Johnny Newton, I thought he showed effort and whatnot. But yeah, just Ben St. Juste he's our cornerback 1, and that's telling. That's telling. So everybody's saying we need to trade for a wide receiver. We need a cornerback bad. We need a corner. And the thing is, like, no corners are really available. Like all the J.C. Horn talk, he's not really available. Marshawn Lattimore's not available. A lot of the guys people are saying they're not available at this point. Maybe the trade deadline we'll see, but I think corner is definitely a more pressing need than wide receiver at this point. So, but like I said, keep your head up high, chin up. Next week, any given Sunday and all that, we got to take care of business against the Panthers next week and take care of business against the Bears back-to-back weeks and the Giants. We really need to go 3-0 these next 3 weeks, in my opinion. 2-1 is cool. But if we really want to dominate and put our foot on people's necks and take a hold of the NFC East, because the Eagles barely beat the Browns today. I think the Cowboys are losing right now to the oh my gosh, they're losing 27-6. Goodness gracious. Yeah, the Cowboys are done. That's it. And the Giants, they're going to lose tonight against Cincinnati. If we really want to put a chokehold on this NFC East, we need to win these 3 games back to back to back. All right, you guys, as always, let me know what you guys think. Health Commanders. Peace.